Mean absolute deviation. Let's complete an activity to see what those words mean. So the table below shows the number of minutes 8 friends have talked on their cell phones in one day. In your groups, answer the following questions first. First, find the mean of the data. Second, find out what is the difference between the data value of 52 and the mean. Then, which value is farthest from the mean? And then overall, are the data values close to the mean or far away from the mean? And explain how you made your decision. So using the table to find the mean, we need to add up all of these values, find that sum, and divide by 8. So that will give us 56. So the mean of the data is 56 minutes. The difference between the data value of 52 and 56 minutes is 4 minutes. Which value is farthest from the mean? Well, that's 48 minutes. That's 8 minutes away from 56, or 8 numbers away from 56. And then overall, what can we then say? Are the data values close to the mean or far away from the mean? Well, if the mean is 56, you have data values of 52. That's only 4 units away, or 4 minutes away. 59 is only 3 minutes. 54 is only 2 minutes. Now, you do have 48. That was answering from question 3, which value is farthest from the mean. But then we only have 60, which is 4 minutes, and 58, 2 minutes, 55, 1 minute, and 62. So all of the data points, overall, they are close to the mean except for that exception of 48. Maybe 48 could be considered the outlier here. But we do have, overall, they're close to that mean of 56. So when you're talking about how close data values are to the mean or how far away they are, that's talking about a mean absolute deviation. The mean absolute deviation of a set of data is the average distance between each data value and the mean. So the steps to calculate that number would be finding the mean and then finding the distance between each data value and the mean, which is finding the absolute value of the difference or subtraction between each data value and the mean. And then 3, finding the average of those distances, or of those differences, which is the distances. Now, a great idea would be to use a table to help organize this data, because these 3 steps, especially the second step, there can be a lot more numbers that you're mixing in with the other numbers you already have, so it's good to have a table to organize your data. So let's continue to use that phone usage example and calculate the mean absolute deviation. So we have each data point. Now we've already found the mean, remember that was 56. So now the second step would be to find the differences of each data value and the mean. So we're finding and using the absolute value of the data value minus the mean. So the first data value of 48, we would then do the absolute value of 48 minus 56. We would then do the absolute value of 52 minus 56. The absolute value of 54 minus 56. The absolute value of 55 minus 56. The absolute value of 58 minus 56, the absolute value of 59 minus 56, the absolute value of 60 minus 56, and the absolute value of 62 minus 56. Again, I'm just taking each data value and taking the absolute value of the difference of that data value and the mean. So we end up with these numbers 8, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So now we have to add up all those values to find the average or the mean of those values. So we're doing 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6, dividing by the 8 numbers that are there, that number of how many numbers there are, and that gives us 3.75. So the mean absolute deviation is 3.75. The average distance between each data value and the mean is 3.75. So this means that the number of minutes each friend talks on the phone varies 3.75 minutes from the mean of 56. So that's what the mean absolute deviation is telling us about the problem. Let's do one more example. Try this. We have the table shows the maximum speeds of 8 roller coasters at 8 Flags Super Adventure. So it says to find the mean absolute deviation of the set of data and then describe what that mean absolute deviation represents. So first we're going to have to find the mean of the data. Then we're going to have to make a table to find the differences between each data point and that mean and take the absolute value because we want the positive differences to find the distance. And then we're going to have to find the mean or the average of those differences. So first the mean is 64. That's adding up all the data values, finding the sum of 512, and then dividing by the 8 data values to get us 64. We then have our step 2. We're finding the absolute value of the difference between the data values and the mean, so you can see each of those values in the chart. And then we have the mean absolute deviation is finding the sum of those differences, which we got 100, and dividing by 8 how many there were, and that equals 12.5. So the mean is 64, so that means the mean or average speed of the roller coasters is 64 miles per hour. The mean absolute deviation is 12.5. So that means that the average distance each data value is from the mean is 12.5 miles per hour. So that's how much the speed differs from the mean. That's what the mean absolute deviation, again, tells us. It's just one more way to analyze the mean and all the different values compared to it.